When I was 26, no, not when I was 26, sorry. When I was finishing college 26 years ago, my dad and a couple of other people asked me several times, when are you going to go to rabbinical school? And I didn't like the question. And I figured out how to get him to stop asking. I told him, if I ever do go, I know I need to wander in the wilderness for a while first. I told myself that I gave him that answer just so he would let me be. But here we are. And since it's my last sermon as your rabbi educator, I just do want to take a moment to say again, thank you to all of you for being such an important part of my journey these years. Twice, I almost went to law school and I thought I'd work in education policy. All of that would have been the wilderness. I don't remember when it was that I heard a lecturer give this advice. The thing that you're running away from, that's the thing towards which you should turn. And I fleetingly thought, I know he's not talking about rabbinical school. This week, the children of Israel find themselves in our Torah in Bamidbar. They find themselves wandering in the wilderness. The name of the book of Torah that we read these next weeks is Bamidbar. We say numbers in English, but it means in the wilderness. For 40 years, the Israelites wander, unable to enter the promised land. That's a long time to live on manna and quail and to be unsure when you'll next find water. And yet good things happen in the wilderness. We'll celebrate next week Shavuot. We experience revelation and receive Torah in the wilderness of Mount Sinai. When I finally realized that I had to go to rabbinical school, the rabbinate became like an ever brighter beacon away from which I could not turn. We sometimes seek out the wilderness, and we may discover we've arrived there unwittingly. Either way, once we're there, our attention shifts. We focus on that which is essential, and lots of other things move to the side. Maybe that's why 19th century Polish rabbi Yehuda Leib Alter of Ger observed, commenting on this portion, that in the desert wilderness, each person receives a particular knowledge of God that can be fathomed by no other. And it may be a similar teaching that inspired French philosopher Emanu-El when he wrote one of my favorite passages. He wrote, "The totality of truth is made out of the contributions of a multiplicity of people. The uniqueness of each act of listening carries the secret of the text, the voice of revelation, and precisely the inflection lent by each person's ear is necessary for the truth of the whole. This contribution of the readers, listeners, and pupils to the open-ended work of the revelation is so essential to it that the slightest question put to the schoolmaster by a novice constitutes an ineluctable articulation of revelation at Sinai." To be sure, going out into the desert can help us have a spiritual experience in which we hear what only we can hear, that we then have to share, because it is necessary for the truth of the whole. We can also cultivate a sense of wilderness here. We can do it now by meditating in a way that empties all of us of unneeded thoughts. When I meditate, something always comes up for me that's new that I expect wouldn't come up otherwise. I figure since it's my last sermon, I can try something new, and if it doesn't work, it's okay. So I'm going to invite you tonight to meditate with me. If you're comfortable, close your eyes. If not, I invite you just to soften your gaze. I invite you to imagine that you are sitting in the sand. Feel the part of you that's connected to your seat and to the ground. Notice the breath that comes into your nostrils, and notice how it feels as it leaves your nostrils. I invite you to, if you are healthy enough to do so, to push all the air all the way out of your lungs. And when you can push out no more air, breathe in a full and complete breath. I invite us to take 18 breaths together. In a moment, I'll invite you to open your eyes, but before you do, I ask you to formulate a sentence. Whatever came to you, try to put it into a sentence or a part of what came to you. And invite you to turn to someone near you and just take a moment and share with them a sentence. Please open your eyes and turn to someone either that you came here with or that you didn't, and share a sentence. Now I want to invite you to do this. Tonight, after the service, when we're at the Oneg Shabbat, I challenge you to find someone that you don't know well and share your sentence. If you do, we will have entered and emerged from our respective moments of wilderness. And in a small way, we will live the belief that the uniqueness of each act of listening carries the voice of revelation in precisely the inflection lent by each person's ear, which is necessary for the truth of the whole. Shabbat Shalom.